Good evening and welcome to Blueprint Explosive Exclusive. I'm Madhav Das Gopalakrishnan. A fresh political controversy is broken out over what members of parliament should wear inside the house. BJP leader Jaiveer Shergill has called for stricter dress norms, arguing that parliament, as a temple of democracy, must reflect a certain standard of decorum. Listen in.
My tweet today only demands that certain clothing items should not be allowed inside the parliament. Like a lawyer cannot walk into the court of law with t-shirt and cargo pants. Like a doctor cannot go and enter a surgery room wearing half pant. Why should a member parliament be allowed wearing t-shirt and cargo pants? My tweet did not refer or use the word Rahul Gandhi, but Congress leaders' reaction shows that chor ki dadi mein tinka.
Now on social media, the debate quickly turned sharp and personal. In a post reacting to BJP leader Jaiveer Shergill's remark, Congress leader Srinivas BV took a direct swipe at the RSS, asking whether RSS underwear, quote-unquote, would be allowed under the proposed dress code. Now, this comment further fueled the online backlash and deepened the political divide. Listen in.
ऐसा देश जो अपनी डेमोक्रेसी के लिए, जो अपनी सेकुलरिज्म के लिए माना जाता है, जिसने अपना परचम लहराया है पूरे विश्व के अंदर, वहां की संसद में अब इस तरह परिधानों के ऊपर एक डिबेट होना, ये अपने आप में बताता है कि क्या स्तर लाके रख दिया है आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने भारतीय संसद का। ये परिधानों के ऊपर बोलना, खानों के ऊपर बोलना, मुझे लगता है इससे ज्यादा मुद्दे आज बेरोजगारी के हैं। आज जिस तरह से अलगाववाद ताकतें दोबारा से कश्मीर के अंदर, जिस तरह से हम देखते हैं पहलगाम हो जाता है, पुलवामा हो जाता है, कैसे इसको मजबूत किया जाए उसकी बात करने के हैं। चर्चा होनी चाहिए कि हमारा रुपया क्यों गिरता जा रहा है। चर्चा होनी चाहिए कि आज जिस तरह से यूएस ट्रेड के लिए कैसे आज हमने वहां कॉम्प्रोमाइज कर दिया, कॉम्प्रोमाइज पीएम ने, इसके ऊपर चर्चा नहीं होती।
देखिए, मैं इस बात को बिल्कुल भी ये नहीं कहूंगी कि यूनिफॉर्म नहीं होना चाहिए, लेकिन कौन लोग कह रहे हैं जो आजादी के नाम पे कहते हैं कि हिजाब उतार करके फेंक दो? ये वो लोग हैं। इसका मतलब ये है कि आप अपनी मनमर्जी लोगों पर थोपने पर वाइज है, और मुझे नहीं लगता कि टी शर्ट में कोई ऐसी बुराई है और कोई ऐसा कपड़ा है जिसको देख करके अजीब सा फील हो किसी को। तो ये इन लोगों की बातें, ये अपनी मर्जी थोपना है भारतीय जनता पार्टी को। खुद करें तो अच्छा है और दूसरे करें तो उसके लिए इनको ये सब कुछ याद आ जाता है।
आनंद जी, जयवीर शेरगिल बीजेपी के लीडर हैं, जिन्होंने ट्वीट किया है और कहा है कि एक ड्रेस कोड होना चाहिए एटलीस्ट पार्लियामेंट में, जिसमें आप अलाउ नहीं करें कि टी शर्ट कोई भी पहन के आप आए या ओपन शर्ट पहन के आप आए, क्योंकि टेम्पल ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी है, ये कोई क्लब नहीं है।
भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता को पहले अपनी पार्टी में बात करना चाहिए और उत्तर प्रदेश के माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी से बात करनी चाहिए कि वो कौन सी ड्रेस कोड का पालन करेंगे।
हाँ, तो ये बीजेपी वाले कुछ भी कर सकते हैं और मेरे को लगता है ड्रेस कोड के ऊपर भी इलेक्शन करवा देंगे कि ऐसा ड्रेस कोड पहनना चाहिए, ऑरेंज कलर का हो और भगवा रंग हो। अब हमें ये इनसे पूछना पड़ेगा, वोटिंग हो सकता है संसद में हो जाए जयवीर के इस ट्वीट के ऊपर कि हमने क्या पहनना क्या नहीं पहनना। हमारे कल को कुछ और ना कहें कि आप ये भी कोड होना चाहिए। तो मेरे को लगता है इस तरीके की बातें, जयवीर छोटा भाई है, जमीन तलाश रहा है। मैडम कंगना करती हैं, ऐसे ही जयवीर जी करते हैं। राहुल गांधी जी के साथ जब जयवीर शेरगिल हुआ करते थे, अभी तो 2-3 साल ही हुए हैं छोड़ के गए हुए, तभी तो राहुल गांधी के ऊपर करते हैं ये तमाम।
BJP, however, has doubled down on this demand, framing it as an issue of institutional respect and discipline. Listen in.
Temple of democracy. It is not your family kitchen. There has to be decorum. There are rules. There is maryada. And if somebody has proposed that as per the decorum of parliament, one must obey its norms and rules and show respect towards it, why is the Congress literally losing its shirt? Congress needs to follow dress code. We have seen how Congress has gone shirtless in AI summit. We have seen how Congress acts shameless inside Parliament. One MP brought a dog to Parliament. Then we have seen that on the stairs of Parliament they were mocking the Vice President. Then we have seen that Congress party, it sometimes their leader is doing hug and wink in Parliament. They feel that their house kitchen is equal to Parliament.
Now, this controversy has also drawn in other political voices, with leaders questioning both the intent and timing of the remarks, even as the broader political discourse turns increasingly combative. Listen in.
मुझे लगता नहीं है कि इन लोगों के मुझे लगता है दिमाग का दिवालियापन मुझे महसूस होता है, क्योंकि राहुल गांधी जी पूरे देश में लोकतंत्र की, संविधान की रक्षा के लिए पूरे देश में इतनी मेहनत कर रहे हैं, और उनके खिलाफ इस तरह की अनर्गल बातें करना बहुत ही छोटी मानसिकता का प्रतीक है.
Well, I agree that there has to be a certain level of decency and that should be maintained. But having a uniform is not the thing that I agree on, because the diversity of India should be seen here. India is a diverse nation with so many cultures, and all these cultures and states and all languages and every kind of tradition is represented here. So that we want, because Parliament is actually a little India.
Now, this debate has further escalated with sharp remarks directed at Congress leader Rahul Gandhi, adding a personal edge to what began as a discussion on parliamentary conduct. Listen in.
आपको लगता है कि राहुल गांधी कोई डिस्कशन का विषय है, उनको कोई सीरियसली लेता है? आपने कभी उनको सीरियस देखा है? जब हंगामा करना होता है तभी तो संसद के अंदर घुसते हैं. रोज यहाँ आते हैं, केवल बैठकी जमा के, चौकड़ी जमा के चले जाते हैं. उनके बारे में तो कोई बात ही नहीं करना चाहिए. मुझे नहीं लगता कि मोस्ट अनसीरियस यदि लीडर ऑफ द अपोजिशन इस देश को कभी मिला 1952 के बाद से, तो मुझे लगता है कि उसका नाम राहुल गांधी है.
And this basically raises a larger question. This began as a question of dress code, but has now spiraled into a larger political confrontation. But beyond this noise, a more fundamental question remains. Should Parliament prescribe what elected representatives wear, or is this a debate that distracts from more pressing issues affecting the nation? Let's take this across to our guest. Joining us with us is Shaina NC, spokesperson of Shiv Sena. R. Rajgopalan is senior leader, a journalist. In fact, I beg your pardon. We have Imran Ahmed Ali, lawyer and political analyst, joining us. Ashutosh Mishra is a senior journalist joining us. We also have Suresh Kochatal, senior journalist, with us. Let me start first and foremost with Imran Ahmed Ali. And Imran, the question that is being asked is that since Parliament, the BJP says, is a serious space for debate and discussion, it is a formal space which represents the aspirations where laws are, literally enacted, which impact 140 crore Indians. Why should a formal dress code not be adopted there? Are these kind of, polo t-shirts or cargos, are they really something that is acceptable, is a question that many are asking. Imran.
Madhav, if your biggest problem is a member of parliament wearing a t-shirt, you belong at the Delhi Gymkhana Club, not the parliament. In the famous words of Shreya, your anchor, I will not let you choose what I wear, is what she said to an Israeli minister when he spoke about the sari, her grandmother's sari, which she wore, and said that it resembled an Israeli flag. Today, our parliament has people who come in suits, who come in bandgalas, who wear kurta pajamas, dhotis. And if you remember, about a year ago, we had a discussion, I think it was around November 24, where a senior Congress leader had said that these sadhus don't belong in parliament, and the whole discussion came as to what they wore. Today, my question is one. If Rahul Gandhi is sitting in the parliament because of his Bharat Jodo Yatra, in which he wore a t-shirt and a pair of cargo pants and walked throughout India, it is his right to come in what he wears. Show me the specific rule, as long as he is maintaining that amount of decency. I'm not saying you don't wear clothes or you come in a t-shirt or a banyan, but if you're wearing a t-shirt and cargo pants, and that is primarily your look in your entire Bharat Jodo Yatra, tell me what is your problem. Article 19(1)(a) gives me the right to choose what I want to wear.
Okay.
It is
Mr. R. Rajgopal, if he is not breaching the norms of decency, if he has worn the same kind of attire throughout the country during his yatras, why should he not be allowed? Which is the rule which is being violated over here is the question, because the constitution guarantees him the right to wear what he wants to. Respond to Imran Ahmed Ali. Mr. Rajgopal.
Then why should Mr. Rahul Gandhi in parliament say about martial arts? And why should he say like this and tapping his own shoulders? Second thing, I have been covering parliament from 1977, Gopal, you know it very well. And out of the 6, I am the only one. 45 years I covered. During 1977 to 80, I saw more Gandhi caps. Today, no one is wearing Gandhi cap. Why should Nehru come with a Nehru Sherwani, Nehru jacket? And there is a deterioration in behaviors of elected representatives after 2014. This type of, anxiety, Rahul Gandhi, anxious Priyanka Gandhi, anxious Sonia Gandhi do not want to see Narendra Modi in the position as Prime Minister. Instead of criticizing him, Narendra Modi used to say some sort of, in Gujarat Assembly, one MLA was thrown out because of the T-shirt. Similarly, it depends on the speaker. How Mr. Om Birla takes it seriously, we have to wait and watch. And Mr. Rahul Gandhi should not sit like a hand spread and like, T-shirt in the duar like that. Why should P. Chidambaram come with a dhoti and shirt regularly? For the last 40 years, I have been seeing that he goes to court, he comes with a suit. Once he comes to Parliament, it's a tradition of Dravidian culture. And now, with Mr. Rahul Gandhi's behavior, it is spreading because he wants to bring in anarchism.
Let me put that across in a slightly different way. Ashutosh Mishra, if Mr. Rahul Gandhi wants to come in a coat and suit or wear a bandkala, that's his own choice. But the point being made is that even leaders such as Mr. Chidambaram, if they come in a veshti, they're representing an aspect of Indian culture. But that cannot be said for what Mr. Rahul Gandhi is wearing. That appears to be the argument of Mr. Rajgopal. Respond to him.
This is the lathi carrying totalitarian mindset that the Sangh Parivar has. They want to tell you what to eat, what to wear, what not to wear, and what to think. I mean, we all know, we talk about Gen Z. They like to wear T-shirts and baggy pants. So what's the problem?
So Rahul Gandhi is a Gen Z.
It's not in the dress that is worrying.
Are you saying Rahul Gandhi is a Gen Z?
He is not a Gen Z, but...
So why is he wearing it then? You just justified it saying this is what Gen Zs like to wear.
I am saying...
He's appealing to the demographic which he wants to, will be his voters in the future. Is that what you're saying?
No. Yes. And if it appeals, that's what scares these people. They are not so much worried about his dress. This is a case of atkana, bhatkana, latkana, as you yourself said. They have no logical and factual rebuttal to what Rahul Gandhi says in the parliament. So they will talk about what he wears. And there was this MP that you were showing who makes a living out of abusing Gandhis in the Lok Sabha. And he says, who takes Rahul Gandhi seriously? Well, of course, India is taking him seriously, and that is what is worrying these people.
Okay, the Gen Z takes him very seriously because he wears a polo T-shirt, China NC, and that's why you're so worried about his dress code. His popularity is what is threatening the BJP. This is the argument of Mr. Ashutosh Mishra. Please respond to him.
First and foremost, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is always in holiday mode. Let's accept that, and that's why his dressing reflects the holiday mode. Parliament is the temple of democracy, but you have world over people viewing our parliamentarians, what they say, what they speak. Today, if you look at Prime Minister Narendra Modi as an example, it shows you how India is represented on the international forum. Now, clearly, if somebody, even as a woman, wants to come in any kind of revealing attire, wouldn't that be a point of question in Parliament? So let's not just give Rahul Gandhi so much importance, because really nobody takes him that seriously. I think his dressing, if he revamps and understands that he is representing his party as leader of opposition, that could be a point of thought, because this is the same Congress party. Don't forget that on the international platform, Madhav, they almost went into a strip dance at the AI summit. So, to hog limelight, to get attention, they can go to any extent. I think this debate is something that can be considered. This is not about a uniform. Nobody's saying that you have to wear a particular color palette or a particular way, but to be dressed in a particular attire to represent Bharat, and in the days to come as a Viksit Bharat and as an Atmanirbhar Bharat, I think all of this also plays a core point, and it's very important for us.
Absolutely. Every state in this country, Imran Ahmed Ali, has their own attire. People have their way of dressing formally. It does not have to be any one size that fits all. But it's the sentiment that you represent when you go inside the house. Of course, outside the house, he can wear what he wants. But if you take off from what China NC is saying, it's just the seriousness. If this is the temple of democracy, then the respect that has to be accorded from it, from the way that one dresses, has to also be reflected. Respond.
Madhav, when we talk about Mark Zuckerberg, he said a very important thing. He said, my actions and my time is not wasted on what I wear. You see Mark Zuckerberg, he is always in that grey T-shirt. You look at the previous accounts of Steve Jobs, he is
he's not a legislator. He's not an elected member of any legislature. Let's see. One second, just a second. Shaina, just a second. The point is that when you're an elected representative, you will be held up to a certain standard of scrutiny. Whether it is Mr. Rahul Gandhi or whether it's Prime Minister Modi, it doesn't matter. And that's why this becomes that much more serious. If he's a serious politician, you see, because the opportunity comes for politicians such as China and to come out and say that he's always in holiday mode. That's why he's casually dressed. That's exactly the problem, and that's why this becomes a debate.
Madhav, my actions should show in parliament not as to what I wear. If he is, and like a person before me also said, that he is appealing to the Gen Z. He might not be a Gen Z, but he appeals to them. If my leader is wearing a pair of t-shirts or a kurta pajama or a business suit or a parliament, but is representing me in parliament, that is all I care about. He is not standing at an international summit that he has to wear a three-piece suit. He is at his workplace, and as long as he gets our viewpoint and he represents us properly, I have no problem in what he wears, even if a t-shirt. He is wearing a t-shirt today, I am wearing a t-shirt. Okay. Mr. Rajagopalan is wearing a t-shirt. You are very formally and properly dressed, but are you discrediting what we have to say just because
you are not the parliament member?
That's the problem. That's a little bit of a problem over here. When you're a parliament member, you come formally dressed. But nevertheless, let me bring in Suresh Kochatil on this. Suresh Kochatil, have we got our priorities completely wrong? Is the actions of the member of parliament to be judged by the seriousness of the debate, the involvement in the debate, and participation in questions and holding the government accountable? Should that not be the yardstick? Should it only be clothes?
No, Madhav, leave the clothes alone. You take the British Parliament, for example. When the British Parliament MPs go in there, they wear a certain kind of dress, which is a suit and a tie. The same thing happens in the US Parliament. Now in India, obviously the most traditional dresses is what's sought after. And as Mr. Rajgopalan was just mentioning, that there used to be a time when people used to wear Gandhi topis. Now Gandhi is also gone, topis are also gone. We only other few Gandhis left over and not the original ones. Anyway, I'll give you an example. A few years ago, I had to go to the courts in Secunderabad, that's a suburb of Hyderabad, for a case in a temple which we representing. I one day by mistake wore a t-shirt and went, I was properly dressed. I had tucked my t-shirt inside and all that went, and first the judge looked at me and he said, "What kind of dress are you wearing?" And immediately I said, "Sorry sir, I didn't get it." He said, "Go change and then come back." Luckily, since I go to different studios, since I'm a journalist, I have clothes in my car. I went in and I went to the cloakroom, changed and came back. I understood that day there is a decorum in each place. A lawyer cannot enter a court without wearing the kind of dress. He cannot go and say, "I am Rahul Gandhi, so I'll wear a t-shirt and whatever I do." There is a dress, there is a sense of dress. If you go to a temple, for example, you cannot walk in with the shorts. Yes. Even if you go to a synagogue, I've seen that in the synagogue in Jewtown in Cochin, where it says, "Dress modestly." That is what it is all about. You should know what you're getting into.
The aptness for the occasion. The aptness for the occasion is a criticism coming in from Suresh Kochatil. Whether it is a place of worship, whether it is a court of law, or whether it is a parliament, there is something about the location that should actually, determine the kind of dress one wears. But Ashutosh Mishra, simple question. You may criticize the RSS as Mr. B.V. Srinivas has done, but the point is no one from the RSS wears those shorts inside parliament. So how is that even a valid criticism?
It is not about the parliament. It's about my right to wear what I want to. What Rahul Gandhi is wearing is not in any way obscene by any stretch of imagination. Mahatma Gandhi went to meet the British and he was wearing a dhoti and he was mocked as naked fakir. We saw, these RSS people were called Todi Bachchas then, and they are showing the same mentality here. And maybe you need a Dhurandhar sequel to explain how wearing this dress is this dress code of BJP will help ruin Pakistan. This is a silly talk where they talk through their hats. Talk about the problems of the people. You don't want to talk about it. So what do? You attack the person who is attacking you, who is exposing you, who is showing that how your policies have failed over the years, not just in this war. Even in COVID and before that. Okay. So this personal attack is just their way of throwing mud in the eyes of the people.
Okay, this is just a way to actually distract from the main debate and discourse. We'll have to leave it there. Shaina NC, R. Rajgopalan, Imran Ahmed Ali, Ashutosh Mishra and Suresh Kochatil. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us this evening.